Welcome to Long Live Alternative Parties podcast. Today, friends, we have another exciting guest on this podcast. His name is Adam Kitta, and he is with the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania. So welcome to the podcast, Adam.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you for having me.
Sure thing. If we get started by you kindly giving us an introduction to yourself, a brief biographical sketch.
Sure. My name's Adam Kitta, and most recently I was the candidate for Legislative District 35 in Pennsylvania. And the election was yesterday on Tuesday, March 25th.
Oh my. So it was recent. So you're with the Libertarian Party. Before we talk about your election, I'm curious, what led you to the Libertarian Party in general?
Sure. So, I just have a passion for helping people and bringing people together. And I feel like both of the major parties have caused such a divide and animosity in between people where, we need to promote other options within our political system. If we just keep causing this divide, it just causes so many rifts and issues between neighbors and families. We need to work on bringing people together.
Good point. So for your race that happened yesterday, did you get the verdict yet?
Yeah, the verdict came in last night, shortly after polls closed. To no surprise, the Democrat candidate won by a good bit. So I pulled in just under 2% of the total votes in the district.
Oh, good. Is that what you were hoping for? Were you hoping for 2%? Was that your objective?
Well, I was hoping to get a little higher, obviously. But of course, with both of the powerhouses that both of the candidates, the other candidates have behind them, they were much more effective in their campaign. So I can't say I'm too surprised by the results of the polls.
Oh, sure. So in Pennsylvania, what is the ballot access like for alternative parties?
Sure. So in Pennsylvania, there are only two recognized minor parties. That's the Libertarian Party and the Green Party. So access, especially for a special election, is not too complicated. It's just a matter of filing the paperwork with the state office. But as far as primaries, we do not have open primaries. So to vote in a primary election, you have to be registered as either of the major parties.
Okay. You said this was a special election. What happened that caused the special election? If it's not
Sure.
too
So
deep.
unfortunately, sorry to cut you off there.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, unfortunately, our state representative, Matthew Gergley, passed away in January.
Okay.
So the Speaker of the House initiated the special election as quickly as law would allow, which is 60 days. So exactly 60 days after the seat was vacated by, again, the death of Representative Gergley, the special election was held.
Okay. Yeah, I figured, unfortunately, it was something like that for the special election. Often that's the case.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sure. So I was just going to say, they were very adamant about holding the special election as quickly as possible because with that seat being open, firstly, of course, there's no representation for the district in our state capital.
Yep.
But second, it left our state legislator in a deadlock of 101 to 101.
Oh my. Wow. So yesterday you said the Democratic Party won, so then now they're the majority party?
That is correct, yes. There was also another special election in Pennsylvania for a Senate seat, and the Democrat candidate there won by surprise, actually, because it was a very much so a Republican stronghold for many years.
Oh, I think I read that in the newspaper. Interesting, that's your area. Not in the newspaper, I saw that, I think it was Yahoo or some other place online. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so for that one, so in the Senate, is it more evenly matched, or is it like the Assembly, where it's the Republicans and Democrats are close to each other, or does one party have?
It does bring it closer together, for sure. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. I've been so invested in the state legislature at this point.
Okay.
But Pennsylvania is most certainly a battleground state, and the local politics and the state politics certainly reflect that.
Okay. Wow. So did you have to scramble to get this election in place since it wasn't something that you expected in the first place?
Yeah, it was, of course, very last minute, and that was echoed by all of the candidates running in the race. It was last minute. Of course, nobody expected Representative Gergley to pass away or the seat to be vacated. So as soon as they announced that there was going to be a special election, I reached out to the county party to express my interest and went through the whole vetting process, and very quick turnaround, very quick deadline for all of the paperwork to be turned into the state. Actually, I drove out to Harrisburg, which is about 4 hours from me, to the state capitol to turn in all of my paperwork
Oh,
on the
wow.
day that it was due.
Wow. Good for you. Okay, so for your area that you're representing, can you please tell us the demographics of that?
Sure. So it is a low-income area. The district was once really a powerhouse for the country. During World
Oh.
War II, we were the hub of steel production.
Oh.
Right in the Mon Valley area, many of the steel products used for defense came from this area during World War II. But then after that, and once the steel mills started closing, things took a drastic turn in the area and in the district. There's a lot of blight houses in the area, a lot of abandoned buildings that were, once large factories or large production facilities that just are no longer in use. Our area is one that is in major need of some reconstruction, major need of some new opportunities for job training, for education, and for job opportunities.
Okay, so how do you propose to do that?
Yeah, so one of my main focuses of my campaign was if I were to win, I wanted to bring a tech and trade program to the area. I went to
Okay.
a technical college myself for criminal justice, though, but I saw the benefits of the tech and trade programs that school had to offer. So if we have an opportunity like that in our area, it enables people to get that job training, become a skilled worker in the tech or trade industries. It would incentivize businesses that would benefit from those skilled workers to come into the area, and it would incentivize different industries such as hospitality and entertainment businesses to come in the area, because then they would benefit from the enhanced student life and population that would be attending that tech or trade program.
Okay. Okay, so what other issues were on your platform for this race?
Sure. So I work for a volunteer organization that works in disaster relief and recovery, and I work with a lot of other organizations that do the same type of work, just maybe in a different capacity. So there is such a need for a strong volunteer base in every community. I've worked in disaster response and recovery in Pennsylvania. I've been sent to Georgia, Vermont, Puerto Rico, and the need for volunteers is exuberant. So one of the things that I wanted to do was create a tax credit program for qualified volunteer hours, which would then incentivize people to get involved in their communities,
Oh,
volunteer
wow.
to help one each other out, and then again, that would help them out during tax season, being able to claim those hours for a credit. And
Oh,
then
wow.
one of the other things is criminal justice reform. Like I mentioned, I went to school for criminal justice, and I believe that our system definitely needs some revitalization. We need to focus on really rehabilitating those who have been convicted or are incarcerated so that they can be productive members of society and not be,
Sure.
pun intended, handcuffed to the criminal justice system.
Oh, sure, yeah. So what, like similar to the programs you recommend for the general population, would you recommend that for the the people in the prisons?
I'm sorry, can you clarify?
Okay, so like you were saying, you recommended like trade training and
Yes,
volunteering. So would you
yes,
recommend that also for inmates?
absolutely. Prime example, whenever I was down in Georgia, they were using inmate firefighters to help out with some of their public safety issues that were going on during, the aftermath of a hurricane. And it gives these incarcerated and convicted individuals a perspective. It gives them a sense of meaning, and it really helps to rehabilitate them away from, that life of revolving around the criminal justice system.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Wow. I haven't heard of anything like that, so that is impressive.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see it come to fruition. Like I mentioned, it was in Georgia, and a particular interesting fact about Georgia is to become a firefighter there, they have to go through a certain certification and licensing program. But if you have a criminal record, you're not eligible for that. But for these inmate firefighters who are volunteering to do this, they actually become eligible, and that restriction gets waived on their behalf so that they
Wow.
can continue that career path once they are released from the criminal justice system.
Wow, that's innovative. So yeah, that's good. That'd be great to have something similar to that in your area and other areas too.
Absolutely.
So you said yesterday was the election, so it might be too early, but if it's not, what are some lessons that you learned from this race?
Sure. Preparation is key. So, taking some notes from the other major parties, as soon as they have a candidate ready, there's already a team around them that's building their campaign immediately. Working on social media releases, working on other types of media and commercial releases, working on literature materials to pass out, and signs and door hangers. So it really takes a team of people to run a successful campaign.
Sure.
That's one of the main focuses in learning points that I took from this campaign, is that there needs to be preparation from whichever party is getting ready to run a candidate. Whether it's a major or minor party, there needs to be these things in place so that it's just kind of like flipping a switch and turning that campaign on.
Oh, sure. So what was your strategy for the campaign? Did you go door to door, or did you have other ways to reach your voters?
Yeah, absolutely. So door-to-door was a main focus of mine. So between myself and a couple volunteers and family members that offered to go out and pass out materials door-to-door, that was probably the most of my time and energy spent.
Okay.
Other than that,
Yeah.
it was a lot of social media. So I tried to engage many people through social media, posting and sharing information in different community groups that exist on all the different social media platforms, trying to reach as many people as possible. Hanging up signs around bus stops and telephone poles, and going to small local-owned businesses and seeing if I can set out a stack of business cards, or, hang a small flyer in the window or by the counter, anything like that.
Oh, that's good. So were the businesses receptive?
A lot of them were. Many of the local-owned businesses or family-owned businesses, if you go in, you talk with them, they want to know your ideas, want to know what's going to benefit them, if you were to be elected, how you plan on revitalizing the area, or whatever ideas you may have. Many of them are receptive and have let me leave business cards or, hang up a flyer in their shop.
Oh, great. So what are your plans for the future? So I imagine you're going to relax some and take a breather since your election is over. So once you're done with that, what are you planning to run for office again, or what are your plans?
Well, it's certainly not the last election that I plan on running in. I do have a very deep-rooted passion for politics and helping people out and bringing people together, like I mentioned earlier in our conversation. So, of course, I'm going to take some time to breathe, relax, reevaluate my campaign, reevaluate the different elections that will be taking place in my area, and see kind of where it's going to be best for me to re-enter into another campaign.
Sure. So you might have a different role in the campaign. It might not be a candidate, it might be a manager or some other role. Is that correct?
Yeah, in the short term, absolutely. It might just be a campaign manager or support role, helping out another candidate. But again, it's definitely not going to be the last time that people see my name on a ballot.
Perfect. That's what we want to see. We want to see something like that. That's great. So
Well, I
Adam,
appreciate it.
how? Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, we're glad that you have your passion for office and you seem like a good person for a political position. So we want to see people like you in office.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, we're sick of the bad people, and we have way too many of those. So the more good people we get in, the better.
Absolutely. It's a difficult position to be in whenever we have these two major parties that are basically, two heads of the same snake, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
It's really all about maintaining that control and kind of pushing out anything that goes against that. And I saw that with, some of our local news media coverage of the election. News stations that were sharing articles or doing segments of the special election, and they were only mentioning or showing pictures of the Democrat and Republican candidates. So, again, that's another thing that a minor party candidate has to be prepared for and, get after as much media attention as they can, because you'll see it even in the media that is supposed to be non-biased, that they may not be biased against Democrats or Republicans, but they certainly have shown bias against minor parties.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's good advice. It's a good perspective. So, Adam, how can our audience support you?
Sure. So I can be found on social media. I'm on LinkedIn, so you could search my name, Adam Kitta, on LinkedIn. You'll find a picture of me, a little bit more about my background. I'm also on Facebook, so you can find me again, just Adam Kitta on Facebook for my personal Facebook, or my campaign Facebook is still active, Adam Kitta for District 35. The name might be changing soon. It might just be Vote Adam Kitta, but it'll still have my name in there. It'll still have my campaign information and everything in there. So find me on social media, reach out to me. I'd be happy to field any questions anybody has or talk to anybody more about the Libertarian Party or how they can get involved.
Great. Adam, we thank you for coming on the podcast today and talking about your campaign and also your perspectives about politics in general.
Well, thank you so much again for having me, Andrew. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you reaching out to me to have me on the podcast.
Sure thing. We wish you all the best in your future campaigns and everything else you do in your personal and professional life.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye now.